In the far north of Sweden, where the wind howls across endless snowy expanses and the darkness of winter can last for months, the world feels ancient, untouched, and alive in ways that defy reason. The forests stretch on forever, their pines and birches groaning beneath the weight of snow and secrets. Somewhere deep within this wilderness, a candle burns in a lonely cabin, its flame flickering against the black, as if warding off not just the cold, but something older, something unseen. For in these woods there is a danger that predates memory. Not the threat of wolves, nor the merciless chill of a northern winter. It is the neighbors you never see, whose presence is felt only in the shiver of your spine, the shifting earth beneath your boots, and the sense that you are never truly alone. They are called the Vittra, the hidden ones, and to disturb them is to invite a curse you cannot escape. In the lore of Scandinavia, the Vittra are the spirits of the land itself. Some call them invisible folk, cousins perhaps to elves, trolls, or fairies. But the Vittra are different, neither wholly good nor evil, but powerful, proud, and fiercely protective of their hidden world. They are believed to dwell beneath the ground, under hills, fields, and forests. Their homes are invisible to human eyes, yet as real as the soil and stone that cover them. Within these hidden halls, the Vittra herd ghostly cattle, bake bread in unseen ovens, and live lives that mirror those of the people above, only shrouded in shadow, their joys and sorrows echoing unseen through the roots of the earth. To the farmers and villagers of old, the existence of the Vittra was not a question of belief, but of survival. These spirits were neighbors, and like any neighbor, they could bring fortune or ruin. Unlike the playful fairies of other tales, the Vittra were not to be trifled with. To cross them was to risk everything you held dear. Your crops could fail, your livestock sicken, your mind unravel in the grip of nightmares. There are stories of families who lost their farms overnight, of men driven mad by whispers in the night, and of children who vanished without a trace, taken, it was said, by the hidden ones. Daily life in the far north was shaped by a careful dance with the unseen. Legends told that the Vittra traveled along invisible roads, narrow pathways snaking beneath the earth, known only to those who had learned to read the signs. Wise farmers knew never to build a house or barn across a Vittra road, for to block their passage was to invite disaster. Tools would break for no reason, animals would refuse to cross the threshold, and a creeping malaise would settle over the household. If a family ignored the warnings, strange dreams, sudden misfortunes, or a sense of being watched, the consequences could be dire. Crops withered in the fields, milk soured in the pail, and sickness swept through the house like a shadow. Even the animals were said to belong to both worlds. The Vittra tended their own ghostly herds, cattle that grazed in invisible pastures and left no hoofprints in the snow. On certain nights, when the wind was just right, farmers would hear the distant clanging of cowbells on the frozen air. Yet, no matter how far they searched, no animals could be found. Some said the Vittra's cattle were glimpsed only at the edge of vision, a pale shape moving through the mist, gone before you could be sure it was ever there. The wrath of the Vittra, once provoked, was a terror few dared to face. They could turn the simplest joys of life into curses. Fresh milk would curdle in the churn, bread would refuse to rise, and the hearth would burn cold no matter how much wood was piled upon it. Travelers who strayed too close to a Vittra dwelling might find themselves hopelessly lost, led in circles by strange lights, pale, flickering flames that danced at the edge of the forest, drawing the unwary ever deeper into the trees. Some called these lights will-o'-the-wisps, but in the north, everyone knew they were the work of the hidden ones. There were darker tales, too. Stories of the Vittra coming at night, sitting upon the chest of a sleeping man or woman, pressing down with a weight that left the victim gasping for air, paralyzed by terror. In the morning, they would wake with bruises on their skin and a fear that never quite left them. And if a grudge was deep enough, the Vittra could claim a life outright, luring their victim into the woods with lights or whispers until they vanished, never to be seen again. Imagine yourself alone, walking home after nightfall, your breath steaming in the icy air. The snow crunches beneath your boots, the forest standing silent and watchful around you. Then, suddenly you hear it, the unmistakable sound of footsteps following behind. You stop, heart pounding, and the sound stops as well. The silence presses in, thick and suffocating. Out of the corner of your eye, you glimpse a figure, pale and glowing, standing motionless on the ridge ahead. Too silent to be human. You blink and it is gone, yet the snow shifts beneath your feet as if something stirs beneath the ground. Your lantern flickers, guttering out, plunging you into blackness. In the silence, you hear breathing, not your own, slow and hollow, rising from the depths of the earth. For generations, the people of northern Sweden learned to live with the Vittra. Before plowing new fields or raising new homes, they left offerings of bread, milk, or even a few drops of beer, gifts to appease the hidden ones and ask their blessing. If misfortune struck after building, it was a sign. Move your house, for the Vittra live here. Some families built their barns on sledges, ready to move at the first sign of trouble. Others listened closely to their dreams, seeking warnings from the spirits. To survive in such a land, respect for the unseen was not just superstition, it was wisdom. The Vittra embody a deeper truth, one both beautiful and fearful. The land itself is alive. Every hill, every stream, every stand of trees may shelter a presence beyond our understanding. To ignore this, to trample the old paths or mock the old ways, is to risk the wrath of a world that is older and stronger than any human. The Vittra are a warning, a reminder that arrogance, greed, and disrespect for the unseen can bring ruin, not just to individuals, but to entire communities. So the next time you find yourself alone in the northern woods, and the wind carries strange sounds through the trees, stop, listen, feel the ground beneath your feet, for the hidden ones may be there, watching from the shadows, waiting for you to forget the old ways. And once the Vittra set their eyes upon you, remember, there is no way back. The earth itself will remember your trespass, and in the silent cold you may hear a whisper, "We are beneath you, always."